Hello, students. I welcome you on behalf of Heritage Public School to our online classroom. This is part 2 video of chapter 1 of English. So, class 6th, let's begin our chapter 1 part 2 video. In this video, we will be reading from page number 5 to page number 8. Let's begin our reading session. Minnie's mother was full of doubts about the Kabuliwala. Often she would beg me to keep an eye on the tall, big man. I would try to laugh her fear away, but then she would say seriously, "Were children never kidnapped?" In spite of all my explanations and assurance, her fears persisted. But I didn't think it right to forbid the man from coming to our house. And the intimacy went on unchecked. Once a year in the middle of January, Rahman, the Kabuliwala, would return to this country. Then he would be very busy, going from house to house collecting his debt. This year, however, he always found time to come and see Minnie. If he could not come in the morning, he would appear in the evening. One morning, I was reading a book in my study. It was about 8 o'clock, and the weather was chilly. At all once, I heard an uproar in the street. When I looked out, I saw Rahman being led away by two policemen. Behind them, there was a crowd of curious boys. There were blood stains on the clothes of the Kabuliwala, and one of the policemen carried a knife. Hurrying out, I stopped them and inquired what it all meant. So, students, according to the mentioned paragraphs, it is clear that in spite of all explanation and assurances given by Minnie's father, Minnie's mother was always doubtful about the Kabuliwala. She used to think that even she is allowing her daughter to meet the Kabuliwala, what will happen if Kabuliwala slave Minnie someday or kidnap Minnie someday? So this was the fear that existed always in mother's thought. But Minnie's father never wanted to forbid the Kabuliwala from coming to their house, as he knew about the relationship and the fatherly love that he showed to Minnie. So once in a year, in the middle of January, Rahman used to come to narrator's country, and then he used to be very busy going from house to house collecting the money that he owed to people. That this year, however, he found time to come and to meet Minnie, but if he could not come in the morning, he would come in the evening. So one day, while narrator was reading a book in his study around 8 o'clock, and the weather was quite chilly, that means cold, at that time he heard an uproar or a shout in the street, and when he looked out, he saw Rahman, the Kabuliwala, was being arrested by two policemen, and there were blood stains on the clothes of Kabuliwala, and the policeman was carrying a knife. So he was quite worried and he wanted to know that what had happened in the street, and as there was a crowd of curious boys, he went to the curious boys to know that what it all meant. Let's read further. Partly from one, partly from another, I gathered that a certain neighbor had owed the peddler some money for a Rampuri shawl, but had falsely denied having bought it. In the course of heated argument, Rahman had struck the man with his knife. He is now calling his enemy all sorts of names. Suddenly, in the veranda of my house appeared my little Minnie. As usual, she exclaimed, "O Kabuliwala, O Kabuliwala." So, according to this paragraph, the narrator, Minnie's father, gathered information about the incident that happened in the street, partly from one person, partly from another, and he came to know that there is a neighbor in the neighborhood who owed the Kabuliwala some money for buying a Rampuri shawl from him. But later he falsely refused having bought it. That means the neighbor refused that he had not bought any shawl from Kabuliwala. So as Kabuliwala and the neighbor was having an argument, the Kabuliwala struck the man with his knife. And then he got arrested for doing this so. Suddenly, he heard Minnie from the veranda. As usual, she exclaimed or she shouted, "O Kabuliwala, O Kabuliwala." Let's read. Rahman's face lit up as he turned to her. He had no bag under his arm today, so she could not discuss the elephant with him. She at once proceeded to the next question. "Are you going to the father-in-law's house?" Rahman laughed and said, "Just there I am going, little one." Then, seeing that the reply had not amused the child, he held up his chained hands and said, "I would have thrashed this old father-in-law, but my hands are bound." So in this paragraph, it is stated that when Minnie came in front of Rahman, the Kabuliwala, his face lit up, his face brightened, and he was smiling as he turned to Minnie. But this time, the Kabuliwala had no bag under his arm, so Minnie was not able to discuss the question of elephant she used to ask the Kabuliwala every day. But then the little one, Minnie, proceeded to the next question. She asked that if Kabuliwala is going to father-in-law's house. Rahman, the Kabuliwala, laughed and said, "Yes, only there I am going, little one." And it seems that this reply had not amused Minnie. So he held up his hands, chained hands, and said to Minnie that he could have thrashed both the father-in-laws, but his hands are bound. He is not able to thrash any policeman. Let's read this paragraph. Rahman was sentenced to some years' imprisonment. Time passed by, and he was not remembered. Even our little Minnie, I'm ashamed to say, forgot her old friend. New companions filled her life. As she grew older, she spent more of her time with the girls of her age. Years had passed. It was day of Minnie's marriage. Since early dawn, the wedding pipes had been sounding. I was sitting in my study looking through the accounts. Suddenly someone entered and saluted respectfully. It was Rahman, the Kabuliwala. At first I did not recognize him, but I knew him again when he smiled. So by reading this paragraph, we can understand that after Rahman was arrested, Rahman was punished, or you can say sentenced, to some years' imprisonment. He was about to kept in jail for some years. And then time passed by, and everyone forgot Rahman. he was not remembered. Even Minnie also forgot her old friend. But she was growing older, so she spent more of her time with the girls of her age. Years had passed, and the day of Minnie's marriage came. And it was the time of early dawn when the wedding pipes were sounding. The narrator was sitting in his study and looking through the accounts. Suddenly, he saw someone entering the house, and someone entered and saluted the narrator. Who was he? It was Rahman the Kabuliwala. At first, the narrator did not recognize him, but later, when he smiled, the Kabuliwala smiled. Minnie's father got to know that he is Kabuliwala. Let's read next paragraph. How are you, Rahman? I said, when did you come? I was let out of prison yesterday evening, he replied. The words stuck harsh upon my ears. I thought his coming was not a good omen, because it was the day of Minnie's marriage. There are ceremonies going on and I am busy, I said. Could you come another day? At once he turned to go, but as he reached the door, he turned and said, May I not see the little one, sir, for a moment? It was his belief that Minnie was still the same. In memory of former days, he had brought for her a few almonds, raisins, and grapes. He had wrapped them up carefully in a piece of paper. Now, here, as you can see, both Rahman and Minnie's father, they were having a conversation, and narrator Minnie's father asked Rahman, when did he came? And Rahman stated that he let out of prison yesterday evening. So narrator thought that it is the day of Minnie's marriage, so it is inauspicious for Rahman to come and meet Minnie. So he asked Rahman to come another day. And he said to Rahman that there are ceremonies going on and he is busy, if Rahman can come another day. But as Rahman turned to go, and as he reached the door, he asked Minnie's father that if he can meet Minnie for a moment. It was Rahman's belief that Minnie was still the same girl as she was when she was a child, a young child. So, in memory of former days, he brought a few almonds, raisins, and grapes for Minnie, wrapping them up carefully in a piece of paper. Let's read this page. There is a ceremony in the house, I said again. You won't be able to see anyone today. At this, man's face fell, and he went out. I felt a little sorry. I was going to call him back, but he was returning of his own accord. He came close up to me and said, Sir, I brought these few things for the little one. Will you give them to her? I took them and was going to pay him, but he caught my hand and said, Kind sir, don't offer me any money. I too have a daughter like her in my home. I think of her and bring fruits for your child, not to make any profit. Saying this, he took out from his pocket a small piece of paper. With great care, he smoothed it out on my table. It bore the impression of little hand, the impression of an ink smeared hand laid flat on the paper. Tears came to my eyes. I sent for Minnie immediately. Many objections were raised, but I would not listen. Minnie came and stood bashfully before me. She was clad in red silk of her wedding day. According to this paragraph, as we can see that Minnie's father again refused Kabuliwala to see Minnie, and he became sad and he went out. So Minnie's father started feeling sorry for Kabuliwala and he wanted to call him back, but he saw him returning of his own accord, and Kabuliwala came close to Minnie's father and said that if he can give the almonds, raisin and nuts that he brought for Minnie, Minnie's father accepted and took all the nuts, almonds and raisins, and Minnie's father was about to pay him. Suddenly, Kabuliwala refused to take money and says that he also has a daughter like her and he always thinks of her when he brings fruit for Minnie. So he has come here to see Minnie to think of her daughter, not to make any profit. After saying this, he took out a paper from his pocket and with great care he smoothed the paper out on a table and showed it to Minnie's father. It was a impression, ink smeared, hand laid impression, flat on the paper. Minnie's father sobbed with some tears in his eyes. And then he sent for Minnie immediately. Minnie came and stood bashfully before the Kabuliwala, but as it was her wedding day, she was wearing red wedding dress on her wedding day. And Kabuliwala was surprised to see a young woman in front of him. Let's read the last page. The Kabuliwala looked deeply astonished. At last he smiled and said, "Little one, are you going to your father-in-law's house?" But Minnie now understood the meaning of the word father-in-law. She flushed up at the question and kept standing before him with her face turned down. After she had gone, Rahman heaved a deep sigh. This idea had suddenly come to him that his daughter too must have grown during all those years. He would have to make friends with her anew. And besides, what might not have happened to her in these 8 years? I took out a banknote and gave it to him. "Go back to your own daughter, Rahman, in your own country," I said. "May the happiness of your meeting bring good fortune to my child." The marriage pipe sounded to me. Their music sounded all the sweeter to think that in a distant land, a long lost father would meet again his only child. So, here, this is the last paragraph that states that Kabuliwala was very surprised to find a young woman that he could not recognize. Minnie was quite embarrassed when she thought of their long forgotten companionship. So the Kabuliwala found extremely difficult to recall the memories with the reality, and seeing this predicament of Kabuliwala, Minnie's father offered him 100 rupees to return to his country, Kabul. So he can see his own daughter, he can meet his own daughter there. And he gave him the money by cutting down some expensive wedding celebration to meet the expenses of distressed father. Minnie's father is contented now with his humanistic gesture to help someone who is in distress or help, and he wanted to see his own daughter after a long time. So Minnie's father was quite happy to help Rahman, the Kabuliwala, as he also tried to see his daughter. So this was the story of Kabuliwala. This is the end of lesson. Now you will read the chapter and try to practice the reading. Thanks for watching. Stay home, stay safe.